Welcome back to Fire to Fork, and we're in a very different environment today. We're in my kitchen. It's very weird, I've never filmed in my own kitchen, but welcome, I guess. We're gonna make some pizzas. Now to make pizzas, you need to start by making dough. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now to make good dough, I'm actually just fully stealing this recipe. This is the recipe off the Gozney website. It's their beginner's pizza dough recipe because I found it's the best balance between time and effort and results. They do like a 72-hour one, which is just, it's a lot, right? To have pizza. If you were doing it continuously, it'd be great. If you want to do it for a special occasion, fine. But this 8-hour one I found is much better. Ignore the noise, Fred's having a drink. So we start with a kilo of flour. You should really use a 00 baker's flour. I'm just using normal baker's flour because it's what I've got. And digital scales are essential here if you want to get a good result. So, kilo, scoop it all in. And baker's flour, by the way, it's just like, it's a better quality. I believe it has more gluten in it. 1,000 grams. Then we need 600 mils of warm water. Now, don't forget to comment somewhere down below to win a copy of my cookbook. There's going to be a code word somewhere in the episode, so comment that code word down below. Oh, I've slightly screwed this up. I should actually have 500 grams in there now. So I'll take some of that out. I'm all off because I'm not used to filming not in the bush. All right, about half of it out. Warm water, and to that warm water, we're gonna add some yeast, which is here on the floor. Clever, going well so far. So we want about 2 grams of fresh yeast, so that's about half a sachet. Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong thing. God, I'm going well today. I'm going so well. All right. Wow, that was just not my best. Okay, let's get the yeast into the water with a little bit of flour. I'm gonna mix that around. This will be fine. Okay, now that's combined, I'm gonna pour in 600 grams. So this is not gonna be 600 grams, this is just gonna be part of it. And we're gonna just give that a quick stir up. Actually, sorry, now we're gonna add some salt, 30 grams of salt. Mix that up. So it's gonna be kind of a sloppy consistency. Then we can add in the rest of this flour. And it really feels too dry at the start, but it does get better. Now, this is obviously not an adventure cooking episode. This is an at-home Friday beers episode. So tonight we're gonna be joined, it's obviously the morning now, it's not the afternoon because I gotta let this rise for 8 hours. Tonight we're gonna be joined by a couple of good friends and Perth legends, Az and Co from Go Camping and Overlanding and Red Roads. So they are gonna be coming over for pizzas. Now, if I was going camping, what I would do is do this at home, probably, and then you can put it in the fridge. And it lasts pretty well in the fridge in a Tupperware container once this is all done. You can even freeze it. It doesn't come out quite as good after it's been frozen, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So I've been kneading this for about 10 minutes, and now we're just gonna leave it right here on the bench. You can see it's not smooth, that's fine. I'll leave it here on the bench, covered by a towel. Medical families will recognize these tea towels. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. So what we want to do is smooth this out to a nice, smooth ball. So you kind of just want to stretch it, use the surface to kind of create this nice, smooth ball. Don't stretch it too much because you can kind of rip the edge. There we go. Nice, smooth ball. And then grab a little bit of olive oil in your bowl and then chuck that in there for 45 minutes. We'll come back. Okay, I just went out for half an hour, 3 hours ago, so that's gone well. This has been resting for 3 hours now. Whoops, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It looks great. Yep, perfect. Now, I'm not gonna, you can divide this up into your pizza balls now and weigh them and do all that stuff. I'm not really that kind of guy. I just like rip it off and make a pizza. So what I'm gonna do is just put this back over it. And just, I want a little bit less air in there. So I'm gonna use this pizza paddle there and leave it till tonight. So very simple. Okay, so this is the Gozney Roccbox and this is the wood burner attachment. So what you do to light this is really simple. You get a fire lighter. I'm using the little Zippo tinder shreds. which are great because they burn for like 8 minutes. And then you just slide that in. Ooh, good noise. And we'll let that start to heat up and burn away. And we're gonna, there's a little gauge on the side here. We want to get that up to about 400 degrees. All right, it's been a few hours. We're now moved from coffee to beer since this morning. And I'm gonna quickly make some sauce. I always used to cook my pizza sauce, but a guy who goes by Andy Cooks, his name's Andy, I think it's Hardman or Herden or something. Anyway, huge guy on the interweb. He taught me about, well, he showed me that you don't have to cook your sauce, which is blowing my mind. And I'm gonna try it for the first time today. So, I'm gonna just get a bit of basil. You wanna just get the leaves really. And some tin tomatoes. I always try and get an Australian grown tomato. I'm sure the Italians will be annoyed at that. Should be getting San Marzano or whatever the Italian brands are, but I actually prefer the Australian ones. This is a big double tin because we're having the family over. Oh, shit. Having the family over on Saturday to cook some pizzas. And to that, I'll need 2 cloves of garlic. These are pretty small cloves, so I might go 3. Get a small knife. Should really use like a garlic crusher or something for this, but when it's only 3 cloves, it's just quicker to chop it. This table is not the right height for me, I can tell you. It's not going to do good things for my back. Oh, and this pizza oven, that's going to take about an hour to heat up. So I've used it on gas and I've used it on wood, and I actually prefer it on gas because it's really nice and low maintenance. It just sort of heats itself up. You just turn the knob, walk away. Whereas with this, you kind of got to add wood about every 8 to 10 minutes. Give it a crush, chuck that in. Then we'll chop up sort of about half the basil we want to go in there. So you want sort of a good, probably a cup full of basil in total will go into this. All right, Andy, I'm going to hold you to this if it's crap. Salt and pepper. That's it. Keep heating this thing up. You need quite small chunks of wood too. Oh, and they need to be a very dry hardwood, so I'm using some nice dry jarrah. Alrighty, let's make some pizzas. So, as I said before, I've got this big bit of dough. I'm gonna start, I always do my first pizza as a little bit of a smaller one, because, you know, what if I screw it up? The truth is though, I've already cooked a pizza for Sam, but it was gluten-free and boring, because Sam currently eats like a toddler, because she's got all these food aversions from pregnancy. So yeah, actually it's not a bad pizza. It's cacciatore and mushroom and a bit of basil. Looks nice. I'd love to say that I've got a really good gluten-free dough recipe, but we buy it from the pizza shop down the road because they do the most awesome gluten-free dough, and it's not worth our time to make one pizza base instead of spending like $4. Now, I'm stretching this out by hand. I would love to do it with a rolling pin or something, but this is how you're supposed to do it. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer if you... Oh, I forgot flour. Hold on, I'm gonna get some flour. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer if you stretch it out and the bubbles up a little bit better and stuff. I think I'll use this pizza paddle thing. So it's pretty thin in the middle, which I love. Bit of thicker crust, and we're going to start off with my favourite pizza, which is a prawn and cacciatore. Now, I've got a couple of rules with pizzas that I always abide by, and some people hate and some people love, but they are: don't use salami, don't use chorizo. Chorizo is Spanish, pizzas are Italian. Use cacciatore. And cacciatore is basically just Italian salami. So that's one of them. And the other one is don't put cheese on top of your toppings. Put cheese underneath. Other than that, I'm fine with pineapple on pizzas. So that'll annoy some people. Now, Azza, where did this come from? You can come up here.
Made it.
So this is Azza from Go Camping.
Hello.
Where's this come from?
So handmade down in Waroona. Last, I think in June we made this, July.
We just tried a little bit. It is bloody good.
It's really good.
It's really good. Still quite soft. So you probably got like another couple of years in that.
I hope so.
All right, let's give that a crack. So I'll chop some of that up. Oh, and the cheese I'm using, I actually just get one of these things, Perfect Pizza, 3 cheese blends. Tried different types, and it's not as nice as like a proper fresh mozzarella, but as far as a standard pizza night, if you don't want to spend like $60 on cheese, it's great. And you also don't want to load your pizzas up too much. So you get your prawns. These are some just straight out of the box garlic prawns. Okay, that is good to go in. Ooh, sticking a little bit. Probably didn't put enough flour under there, but I got this. Oh no, that's stuck somewhere. I think most of it survived. I think we're good. All right. Make sure that it's got plenty of heat. And that takes about 3 or 4 minutes to cook. And yes, those prawns will cook in that time. You right?
Yeah.
You dying?
A little bit.
God, don't die on camera. So if I was cooking this on gas, this will be done in about 90 seconds, but on wood it doesn't get quite as hot. You must warm it up for at least an hour. If you don't warm it up for an hour, the base doesn't get hot enough and it doesn't cook the underside of the pizza properly. And same with gas, you need to warm it up for about 40-45 minutes. So you can see, starting to brown up on one side. The prawns are already looking pink, which is perfect. All right, that is looking really good. Nice and browned at the edge. Puffing up nicely. Feels good underneath. It's got like a nice little bit of sort of crispiness. Alrighty, let's have a quick look at this. I think we're all done. Yep, all done. We'll call that a winner. We haven't tasted it yet, but it smells great. That smells unreal. A little bit of green stuff, and I think this should have some gratuitous B-roll. Let's do it. All right, so we cooked the pizza. Let's try some. The camera has eaten, and we need to.
Ooh, thank you.
Grab some. By the way, this is Azza, and this is Curl. They're from Go Camping, who are absolute champions. If you're in WA, they're the best camping shop in WA. They have not paid me to say that. I just really like it.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's a good pizza.
Oh, beautiful.
The prawn and the... Oh, mate, your cacciatore is killer. Mm. Mm.
Be interesting to see what it'd be like with gas versus wood. But there's a nice flavour of that wood.
Funnily enough, there's hardly any difference. I mean, I'm used to seeing on gas heaps of times, and honestly, no difference. I was surprised. I thought there'd be a huge difference. I was like, oh, you're going to miss out on all that jar infusion and all that stuff, and no, not at all.
Really
What do you think, Carl?
Love it. That base is outstanding. Thanks, Harry. Beautiful.
And that cacciatore is brilliant.
Nicely homemade as.
What's your standard go-to pizza?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Gotta be chicken.
Pizza, seafood pizza, and shoot me for saying it, but I do like a Hawaiian.
Nothing wrong with the wine.
I love pineapple.
There's a reason on every menu. They're bloody popular. I reckon barbecue chicken is one of the most popular as well.
Going in for a second.
Wow.
So good.
Right, we'll be back in a second for pizza 2. Pizza number 2. Let's do this. So, we've got... I just did another base, and this time we're going to go for a little bit of a... kind of, I don't know. I got this idea from making a recipe for a sandwich, and I thought, actually, that'd be quite good in a pizza, which I think is pretty true for most sandwich recipes. I, in this case, am going to use a bougie, fancy mozzarella. I've got the smallest one possible. So this tiny little piece here costs more than that whole bag of cheese. but it's really, really good. And it actually goes a very long way. So you just tear a bit off. This is like a proper buffalo mozzarella. But if you're going to do like one pizza for yourself and you want to make it a little bit fancy, this is bloody nice. Everyone's going to go, it's so easy to make pesto yourself. Just do it yourself. Yeah, well, I didn't. So I've bought some nice pesto. Just sort of dab it around. Doesn't need to be a full coverage. It's not a replacement for the sauce. It's just going to add to it. Now, that's all I'm going to put on there for now, because I am going to put some prosciutto on, but prosciutto will burn if I put it on right now. So I'm not going to. I wonder if I could just slide it off the stone. I can't slide it off the stone because it doesn't fit in the oven. Great. Need some more wood. Still got heat. We're good. Oh, flour up my nose. Man, that little wood box does crank. Okay, so I'm going to try and chuck on a little bit of prosciutto. Now, prosciutto is traditionally eaten raw, but I want to just cook it for like a few seconds. You can see the pizza is pretty much cooked. It's all blackened there. In fact, I might as well just turn it around now. It's going to need like 30 seconds, but a little bit of slightly warmed through, slightly crispy edges on the prosciutto, I think is just great. You can roast me in the comments if you want. I think we are good to go. Yep. Looks great. Let's finish it off with some green stuff. Like it came from a bloody restaurant. Bit of pepper, there's plenty of salt in that prosciutto. And that is definitely time for some gratuitous B-roll. Gratuitous B-roll. That one, yeah. All right, let's cut some pizza and eat it. Oh, this looks so good. All right, gonna have a little taster. I didn't roll that base out as thin this one. Yeah, I prefer the thinner base. And the topping's great.
This is the one that had mozzarella. Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
It's a nice combo. Right.
Awesome.
On to the next one. All right, so last one is going to be kind of a sweet, savoury, bit of everything pizza. I've never actually made this one before. Like, never made this style of pizza before, but we're going to give it a crack. And it is going to be a blue cheese and pear. So I've got a Castello Blue. I like Castello Blue because it's inexpensive and it's really soft and creamy, and I don't know. It's not a name brand. It's nothing special. I'm not sponsored. God's sake. I'll never forget this one video. Someone accused me of being sponsored by a pickle company who sold $3 jars of pickles. Like, as if I was going to sell out to a $3 jar of pickles for a video. Anyway, not sponsored, just good cheese. Ooh, this is good. This is looking good already. Just blue cheese. And I'm not sure if it's going to need honey at the end, but we're going to figure it out. You're going to come on the journey with me. And to that, we're going to add some pear. Love a bit of cooked pear. Wow, I didn't actually expect it would use like half a wheel of cheese and an entire pear, but it has. That's happening. All right, let's do this. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, so bit of B-roll, and then let's work out whether or not it needs some honey. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick test piece, work out if we need honey or not. It's gonna be so hot. I really haven't let this cool down long enough. Taking one for the team. A little bit of honey. Be right back. You want to try?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Never say never.
Honey, a good addition?
The honey rocks.
Yeah. Yum.
I could even go more honey.
Go Fred.
Mm-hmm. That blue cheese.
Yeah, that honey just gives it the real yin and yang, doesn't it?
You want that salty and sweet, which we're definitely getting. Blue cheese is super salty, kind of funky. And that's so much blue cheese in there. It doesn't taste like a lot, does it? I thought it would be too much. Like just seeing how much went on, but you need a lot. The honey's essential, definitely. I'm stoked with that.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna call it a night. A couple more beers, have a yarn, talk about camping, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to comment the code word somewhere in this video, and see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.